Film begins in the dead of the night, where a middle-aged man, Henry, who couldn't sleep, wakes up to draw a painting. Henry has been chasing his dream of creating a unique painting, but wasn't able to find inspiration for it. To find inspiration, he tries to paint his wife, but his enraged wife asks him to let her sleep, as she has to go work early. Next day, as he returns to his unsatisfied job where he sells products to every store nearby to make his living. To subside from his failing marriage, he pays a visit to Lady with a beautiful painting. As they were having flirtatious conversation, he discovers that her husband is out of town, and to seize the opportunity, he amuses and flatters her with his enchanting personality, ending up making love that night. Following day, as Henry was on the way to work in his car, he gives ride to a fellow pedestrian, Antonio. As they were traveling, it gets darker, so to repay his favor, Antonio urges him to stay at his house for a night. Arriving at home, Antonio's wife was displeased with him for having stranger. As Henry was replenishing from journey, he catches sight of Antonio's wife peeking at him. Unpleased, Henry immediately rushes from there in his car and meets with an accident. As he inspects the car, he uncovers that car needs to repair and seeks out for mechanic nearby. While his car was being repaired, he visits a bar and encounters a Victor. As they were engaged in conversation, Henry surprisingly discovers that Victor too is a professional painter and displays his artwork. Fascinated by his work, Victor offers him to stay at his place while his car gets repaired. Reaching home, Henry was flabbergasted by Victor's girlfriend. As he was viewing the artwork of Victor, his girlfriend Camille comes down wearing slutty clothes, making Victor captivated towards her. Later that night, Camille was sent by Victor to Henry to have some fun. While chatting with her, Henry realizes that Camille was oppressed and victimized to sleep with his friends. As days passed, Camille got attached to him deeply and takes the call of fleeing with Henry on a deserted place. For a period of time, both have enjoyed each other's company, spent time with each other, but one night as Henry returns from work, he couldn't find Camille in their apartment. He spotted a woman, where he found out from her that Camille went with a chubby and fat man. Hearing this, Henry was heartbroken. He heads back to his house to get his heart shattered again, as his wife was having an affair. Henry was devastated and moved to countryside to improve his artwork, but his mind was preoccupied by the thoughts of Camille. One day, as he was drunk in his hotel room, a young girl named Maria who now takes care of him. Slowly, the bond between Henry and Maria strengthens. He drew paintings of her, spent time having fun with her on beaches and doing dramas. Maria was a 16-year-old innocent soul and a helpful teenager who was attracted towards Henry, resulting in an indecent relationship between him and Maria. He asks her to take a look at her downside. Initially, Maria refused but accepts his request and shows for a tiny bit of time. Seeing it, Henry finally found his inspiration and creates his long-awaited painting, and carries to live with Maria on countryside.